forgiveness, even though we've been sinning. Every day I wake up, feel like I'm testing my luck. I told my mama, pray for me, earth was weird as fuck.
Yo, what's
Hey,
good
yo.
with it?
What going on?
We right back like we left something, my boy.
Damn.
I'm
I'm like Marshall Pope. We live?
Yeah.
Years ago, they tried to.
Man, welcome to episode 40.
EWAF grown like that?
EWAF 40 episode, my boy.
EWAF got bad knees.
Big grown, yep. Tore his ACL running in a straight line.
Big
Right.
40 on me like
You
Sean
feel
Kemp.
me? He got the scraggly Anthony Hamilton beard now.
Hey,
You
right? You get there.
What's good, dog?
Big 40 property taxes paid with a mortgage.
Big 40 at the meetings, the HOA meetings, complaining about the property tax.
I'm paying HOA fees on Klarna and Afterpay.
Real niggas don't use Afterpay, dog.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, well, broke nigga me, fake nigga me, because that's every payment site they got, I done touched it.
You feel me? A couple times. Click. Hey, look, I'm your boy, Logo Los, and I'm always with my road dog, the ancient one. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing excellent, dog. Got me about 8-9 games of full court hoops in the morning, dog. So I'm fat, but jumper wet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you fat, but you a fat bucket, cuz.
Hey, the defense was on this morning, dog.
You talking about post defense or sliding your feet defense?
Sliding feet and passing lanes.
So
most of my work was done off sneaky steals. I was like Jose Alvarado for the Pelicans, dog.
Boy, Sway AI from Georgetown.
Man,
dog.
That's me. Bad on ball defense, but that passing lane. So
all right, man. Good day. Look, we got a long show today. I'm gonna just jump right into it, my boy. So it's a hooping theme today. So I decided I'd throw you guys a top 5 favorite NCAA basketball players that I've seen.
That's hard.
That's hard.
That is, that's difficult.
It's very difficult because I balled up my list and threw it away numerous times, dog.
I just went off top of the head. I just like first one that I remember that made an imprint on my mind. I just wrote them down, and I ain't got no one and doneers on my list.
You don't? Neither do I. I don't think.
I had a couple of them I wanted to throw on there because they would have epic runs, but
no, these guys were upperclassmen, actually. Yeah, all of them were upperclassmen. All right, I'm gonna jump right into it, dog.
Get to it.
So number 5, and he nearly didn't make the list, which is crazy. I'm gonna go big dog Glenn Robinson from Purdue.
Hey, he didn't make my list.
What?
He was on. I had him on there, and I know it was hard. It was hard. Now.
I nearly took him off because of that tournament game against Grant Hill. But, I was doing my research, and they say he messed his knee up the game before. I don't believe that. But the boy averaged like 30 and 11 his junior year.
He was a monster. I ain't take him off. It was a toss-up, and I hated to do it, though, but it had to get done. Somebody gonna get left off.
Somebody.
Hey, what up, Boris White? What up, Boris White? What's good, baby?
What's good with? All right, so number 5 with big dog. Number 4, this one might get me looked at funny, but I don't care. Joe Smith, Maryland.
That's a wonderful pick. He ain't on my list, but his Maryland run got him a number 1 overall pick.
Number 1 overall pick. He was the NCAA Player of the Year, and he was doing this in the conference with Rasheed Wallace and a young Tim Duncan.
Dominant.
Bananas. Them boys, if they had any shooting on that Maryland team, they would have won the chip, in my opinion. But they were just a bunch of athletes. And what happened to Joe? Like, he went from that to the league, and
it happens, bro.
It does. It happened to number 5.
Number 5 got live in the league a little bit, though.
When you see a cat dropping 30 a game, you expect a little more. All right. So, I know this next cat on your list. Number 3, I think DB went to his high school, Skyline. Larry Johnson, UNLV.
He's in the same spot, actually.
Already?
I got him number 3.
That's what's up, dog.
That's what's
this UNLV in 91 and 92, that was just the most fun I've had watching basketball, dog.
Bro.
Them guys were unreal and must-see TV.
And just hoopers.
Just hoopers. My favorite player was Anderson Hunt.
Hey, he was tough. Didn't he have a Gumby at the time? Or the sidewalk? What did he have?
He was all. No, he did have a. No, that was Greg Anthony.
That was Greg. That was GA.
That was Greg Anthony.
You're right.
And the worst part was Anderson was the only one that didn't make the league out of the big four stars because we knew Ackles wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
All right, but Larry Johnson was an absolute monster. They lost to Duke that year. They was undefeated, but he was in foul trouble that game. So
it could have won the prototype, dog.
Yeah, it could have won
the Barkley I had seen at the time.
Yes, sir. And he would have been like that in the league, but then he hurt his knees or something. His hops just went away. Oh, his back?
Back up.
Okay.
You know, in that dunk contest, he was doing 360 windmills. And LJ might have been what they list him at about 6'7".
They got him at 6'7". I think he was 6'4".
And you probably right.
But he played huge though.
He was a grown ass man, dog.
I saw them cats beat Georgetown in the tourney when they had Zoe and Mutombo, bro. That's crazy.
It's insane, dog.
That's bananas.
But just watching them dudes hoop was just art, dog.
That defense they ran, the amoeba defense,
man.
It wasn't shit but a matchup zone, but it was beautiful, dog.
Yeah, moving. Well, you got Augment in hey, bro.
That team, that's one. We'll have to do teams one day because that team will definitely be on the list. All right.
Numero dos.
Number 2. He's my favorite college player of all time.
Not Kenny the best, Anderson. But your favorite.
He's my favorite.
I know because we probably got the same number 1.
Yeah.
The best, but he definitely number 1 ain't my favorite either.
No. But Kenny Anderson was my favorite, dog. He was the prototypical PG, how I saw myself as a point guard. And what I mean by that is you control the show, you get everybody involved, and you don't get off until it's absolutely needed. And that was the best part about Kenny game, because when he was needed,
he was there. And when he was needed, your knees was finna buckle. Lord, that boy was shifty.
Dog.
One of the early shifty cats.
Yes,
that
sir.
I can remember.
One of them New York point guard legends, bro.
Be like that.
And he was lefty.
And he was left southpaw.
Man,
wrong-handed.
Did you see the tourney game where they played Shaq and Chris Jackson? He was serving them, boy.
That second name you just said almost made my list too.
Really?
Yep, but he ain't make it. Along with the Maryland guards, one of the Maryland guards.
I was back and forth between Joe and Juan, but I was like, because I think another guy was a little better than Juan. No, he was in this. No, he was in the same conference, but he didn't play at Maryland. All right, so number 1 for me. If this ain't everyone's number 1, you probably racist.
You racist.
Yeah. Christian Laettner of Duke.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
You hate to say it, but he was an absolute dog, bro.
He was dominant too. And I'm gonna go. So get your shit out,
bro. Like Chris Laettner, you could tell he was the full leader of that team. He made 3 trips to the Final Four in his 4 years at Duke. That game against Kentucky, the greatest game I've ever seen in sports history. He didn't miss a shot and ended it with a buzzer beat. One of the best buzzer beaters ever.
Ever, yeah.
I can't explain it, dog. Like he was just if he was of a tanner nature, he'd be more ballyhooed.
Oh yeah, we'd have him up on the pedestal.
Yes, sir, because he's stepping on boys' chests, grabbing. Like he used to make Bobby Hurley go get his lunch and shit. Like Laettner was a dog, bro.
That boy was one of them though, dog.
He was one of them, bro. Like, yeah, so that's my list.
That man said,
Laettner, Anderson,
get my cheesecake. He was
LJ, Joe Smith, and Big Dog. So
Big Dog.
So what you got, bro?
I know my list gonna be looked at sideways because this is what I do. Get looked at sideways is what I do. Number 5, dog, Calbert Chaney, bro. Calvin Chaney
Yeah,
was an absolute unstoppable bucket. Played both ends of the court. He was 6'7", rangy.
Calvin Chaney. He
Calvin
was a
was
midi. He was a midi
midi,
monster.
super midi. Yeah. He, when I say rangy, I just mean just
Yeah,
the
he was
length.
wet.
He could shoot, but he
was
wasn't
wet.
wasn't no sniper from deep. But yeah, he had a run though.
Yeah.
He was consistent his whole career. That dude was tough, but he got in the league.
I thought he would do good in the league
I
because he
thought
had
so too.
size and a jumper, but
yeah, but hey, it'd be like that sometimes.
it'd be like that. Calvin Chaney.
And I hate Indiana,
But I love this game though.
he
I
was
love
tough
this
though.
game. Yes, sir.
Number 4 for me, since he's the other Dallas cat on my list.
Who that?
Kenyon Martin.
I figured it. Oh my God.
That man, hey, he wasn't regular in college.
Cool.
He was doing the same stuff he was doing in the pros, except against smaller, shorter,
And they
less athletic
stood no chance, dog.
Nah, that dude was a monster, bro. He let you know. You knew when he got his presence, dog. Boys used to just shy away, like they wasn't even trying to bump with him because you gonna lose.
Didn't he go to Truck and Raccoon School, BA? Did he go to BA?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dog. Kenyon, dog, him and what's the cat? Levitt.
Yeah.
They used to just
And they had a run in college too, dog. But Kmart got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Broke that leg, dog. Kmart was the dog.
Yes, sir. I knew they was gonna win that thing that year.
Man. He still got picked number 1 overall, didn't he?
Yeah,
With the broke leg.
Did he win Player of the Year that year too?
I think he won Player of the Year that year.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
That's bananas. Yeah. I love Kenyon Martin.
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
Said, most of the guys on my list was just, it was more of the mental dominance thing. Like you see him coming, you're like, I'm finna get bruised up today.
I gotta deal with this cat.
Yeah, I know he coming on that bullshit today. So number 3, LJ. We already went over LJ. I ain't gonna put no more on him. Number 2, and this hurts my heart because Jay Will, another Duke cat.
That's who I nearly put at number 5. Him or Jason Kidd. I was going back and forth with him and Kidd.
Arizona Jason Kidd?
No, Kyle.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Arizona.
Yeah. Boy, go to hell. Go to hell. They don't know about it. I'm going to have to pull out the Arizona jersey on, boy.
Don't do it. But yeah, Jay Will was, it's hard to get me to like a Duke player. And I actually liked Jay Will. Like, I was a fan of him. Because the way that dude put you on skates, pull up from wherever, catching oops. He in the past tonight, he ripping, boy. I'm like, Jay Will was complete.
And them boys was loaded with Jay Will, but he was clearly the alpha on that team.
Yeah, far and away. It wasn't no question about it.
Like they had Battier, Dunleavy.
Mr. Battier.
He was so boy.
Don't do it.
Dunleavy, he took the charge.
Man. That boy was all world and taking charge. He was number 1 player in the nation, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At one point.
To Dickie V.
Yeah.
But Jay Will.
Super gas. But yeah, Jay Will was him, dog.
And he was built like a goddamn tailback, bro.
Hey, bro. He was here. What was Jay Will? 6'2" tops? I say 6'1". They probably had him listed at 3 though. At 6'3",
but like the cat had, I don't want to curse, but he had D Rose Westbrook athleticism, but his J was wet.
Couldn't call him A Will because he ain't got no J. They call him Asen.
You feel me? I hate he got hurt, dog.
Yeah,
he was gonna be a problem in the league.
Crazy too.
Yeah,
that boy handle was dumb. Like why you at the wrong school? You ain't supposed to have handle like that in no Duke.
And you don't get to see it in college as much because it's more structured.
Oh, super structured.
Boy, he would have been in the league doing boys, bro.
Yeah, I sure hate he went out with that damn motorcycle accident. That was horrible.
Yeah, that's some bull.
And to wrap it up, of course, I got Christian Laettner.
You got 2 Duke Blue. My list, I couldn't allow myself to put 2 Blue Devils on my list.
I had to
Word
do it.
to Dro.
At the ripe old age, I found I had to come to terms with it, dog. But Christian Laettner, one of my favorite things about Christian Laettner, again, it was that aura, because everybody that ran up against him that they interviewed say, man, we ain't worried about these punk ass white boys. We finna dog their ass.
Mm-hmm.
They said about 3 minutes into the game, they're like, man, Christian Laettner really hell, dog. That man a dog.
They said
Switch
that a
like that.
million
Like, he was
times.
dominating your like when you got Chris Webber and Jay Rose and them putting respect on his name. Like, nah, he everything they say he is.
Yes, sir.
Like, hey, because them was some of the best players, in college. Come on, T. Webb was
Webb nearly made my list. So
yeah, he was a monster. I had
And
a
they
lot
were
of people
loaded.
nearly made my list. Like I said, it was so many greats.
Yeah, Steve Nash. I saw him at Santa Clara. Jason Kidd, Jay Will. It was one other guy who
I was gonna throw Ron Mercer on there just because I'm a Kentucky guy, but he wasn't dominant enough.
Nah.
Nice.
He was just nice. And Kentucky, when he was there, they was just stupid loaded, dog. Like
every spot was
yeah.
They were getting big duffel bags of cash.
You feel me?
They wasn't playing about no food in their belly.
No NIL either.
No
they were
NIL.
just all right, man. Shit, that was a nice list. I'm surprised our lists were that different though.
It's so many cats out and so many ways to gauge who is.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
That's bananas. All right, man. So that was the top 5. Let's jump right into the next one, dog. This Hulu documentary. It is Hulu, right?
Yeah, Hulu.
Yeah, that Hulu documentary about FreakNic, dog.
Hey, man.
Go ahead, bro.
I ain't worried about it, bro. I seen too many FreakNic tapes already when we were in the 90s.
Right.
Every cat that went brought that whole, hey, come look at this young nigga. Like, shit.
So
I'm
you know
some FreakNic when I get that bit over with.
I didn't know anybody who actually went to FreakNic. It was a figment of our imagination, dog.
Yeah, I knew cat. Like I said, my sister hubby, he didn't go, but all his partners went.
Mm-hmm.
Like David Seas and all them cats, you know what I'm saying? All them
okay.
They were coming back with them tapes, like, hey, I knew a bunch of cats with tapes, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, and so David Seas and them went out there, then maybe you got me kind of shook now. Because
I ain't saying he went. I'm just saying that's the age range of his partners.
That's what I'm saying.
There was one of his partners though.
Because look, I had this. I have all of my aunts are different, but I have one that is a real vibe, and she's the only one that. But she don't strike me as the type to have like 5 people opening her booty hole. So have you seen those pictures, dog? Like, why would you do that to somebody?
Why wouldn't you? That's what mob mentality does, dog. One opening up a cheek and there's 5 of y'all. Like, what do I do with my hands? Oh shit! Be spraying this ugly real quick. Yeah, let me get a teddy or something out here. Even if that ain't your personality, what you wouldn't. Hey, man, it get different when it's a lot of y'all.
You know what I hope they show on that doc though?
What it?
The darker side of it, because
well, it got to.
I mean, they have to, right? Like, why did it end? Did Atlanta just get tired of you?
Probably got tired of you people, yeah.
Because it had to be some fucking abuse, and I don't want to say the R word, but like
you
know, yeah, dog.
You
like
know for sure.
I'm scared. That's the part that has me nervous, because
ain't no, you knew what you doing when you came out of here.
You feel me? You taking a picture with 17 hands spreading your cheeks. That don't mean she was just taking a picture. It's episode 40, my boy. Oh, he said Alpha 215.
Alpha 215.
You feel me?
How we on episode 40, dog? We just got started, bro.
You feel me? I don't know. It feels like yesterday, dog. It actually feels like yesterday. I guess that's a good thing.
This whole middle age, dog.
I'm gonna have to pull up on you on 50, bro. Like, we gotta do something for 50 that, you know what I'm saying, like, bring out old guests.
The Curtis Jackson episode.
You feel me?
We'll do it. Hey, we gotta make it big, dog. I can't believe it's 40, man.
It's 40. It's 40.
I wonder if Sean Kemp actually had a 40 on him when he was dumping that old boy in the park.
He was dumping at another cat the other day, dog.
Yeah, man. I think it was the same cat. They just got footage now. I think it was the same incident.
Okay.
They were saying he was trying to go get his stuff back, but they said they got footage now. They're like, nah, he was the aggressor. Like, hey, what's up, cuz? With my stuff? You know, they ain't had no audio, but it was like, boy, you just probably pulled up on, like, pulled that thing out on him and let one off.
So Kemp was the aggressor.
That's what it looked like. They actually pressed charges for real the time after getting the footage.
Okay, because at first, it came out, and then they were like,
Yeah.
Kemp did this, and then he was a hero because he wasn't the aggressor. So now he is the aggressor.
Yeah, because he's an American with a gun, so it's a hero in America.
Black American.
We love America with your legal guns and our gun rights, baby. You pull that thing out and pop you somebody, dog. Hey, that's Second Amendment.
DB, we got our guest backside, bro. Is he back there? Told him to take a 20-minute lap, and
he probably juicing or something, dog.
You feel me?
Gotta stay in shape.
Let me text that fool, man.
Oh, he said,
yeah. Bring him on, man. Let's bring out our guest, bro. We got a special guest today.
Bring the legend on.
You feel me? Where you at, dog? Hey, man, we got our boy. We brought our good friend of the pod, Coach Derrick Jones, to the show. Give it up for DJ, man.
What's up, DJ? D Jones Hoops. You see it, baby.
You feel me? We support, dog.
Appreciate. I don't know how old this is. You got to be 8, 9 years old.
At least.
Yeah, it's up there.
Older than Max.
Man, that's crazy.
High motor.
No doubt.
How you doing, cuz?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. I'm good.
Now we gonna dig and get some good questions in for you. But first, we do something with all our guests.
All right.
We got this little thing called Rank the Wall.
Okay.
So we need you to put 6 MCs in order from best to worst. 6
MCs in order from best to worst.
Yeah, and I'm gonna name these are the MCs.
All right.
Jay-Z.
All right.
Tupac.
All right.
Biggie.
All right.
J. Cole. Kendrick Lamar. And Drake.
Put those best to worst.
Best to worst.
And what's the criteria?
It's whatever your criteria is.
Yep, it could be whatever, whether it's lyrics, whether it's impact, how it made you feel. It's on you.
Whatever
you gotta give it to me again. I gotta write it down. Jay-Z.
Tupac.
Biggie.
J. Cole. Kendrick Lamar.
All right.
And Drake.
Oh boy. Best to worst. It's tough.
Yeah, that's why we do it.
I'm gonna go. Y'all gonna hate me.
No, we ain't.
I might. I know this list finna be high yellow. I know a light skin list. When I see you, I can feel it. Divide the air change. That boy, the color of pollen over there, man. My allergies jump over.
All right, I'm gonna go big 1.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm going Jay-Z 2.
Okay.
Drake 3. Tupac 4. J. Cole 5, and I'm just not a big Kendrick Lamar fan, man. I got Kendrick at 6. So I know a lot of people gonna disagree with that. I'm just not a fan.
It kind of fall like that for me, dog.
Who was your 3 and 4 again?
3 was Drake, and 4 was Tupac.
Let's go, dog.
Tupac made anthems, and I don't know if Tupac was an MC.
I'm with you.
Dog, I've
had this argument many times.
The last guest said the same thing. He wasn't great lyrically, but when I say it online, I get killed.
But his music was profound, and it's gonna last forever, and all that. But yeah, and then Cole, I would put J. Cole higher, but he's hit or miss. Like sometimes he's really good, sometimes he's really bad.
Sometimes he's really good, but somehow still boring.
Yeah. Yeah,
man, that was
warm milk
music. Cut it off.
No doubt.
and he'll put out a CD like that time for whatever the shit he put out.
Yeah,
That shit was trash.
Damn.
All right, that's a dope list though. So you
It
said
is.
Big, J, Drake, Pop, Cole, Kendrick. We gonna start, Barry. We got to start just making clips of the Rank the Wall sessions and putting them hoes out.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So people can get killed.
Can attack our guests.
Yeah.
Hey man, we can't be attacking our people, dog.
All right,
can
man.
attack D Jones. D Jones built for this.
He built for it.
Yeah,
My guy, DJ.
D Jones, he coming right back at you.
Cuz.
I ain't never seen D Jones duck a fade, but one time.
Hold on. When was the fade, bro?
He ducked my dog for that stack DRS.
Nah, you ain't finna do that.
No.
And he ducked all of Monroe basketball.
Hey, group stuff gotta stay in the group, man.
Let's go.
This ain't group. He ducked all of Monroe City basketball, especially them historically black ones.
Nah, he scheduled them.
We scheduled him. I just left. I ended up leaving. They still
you
came
think
up
that
with
wasn't by design? He was shook.
He
ain't trying to see Carol.
Don't do that, dog.
You know we did play Carol this year, right? We played Carol this year, and we played Booker T out of Shreve.
How those games go?
Well, we ended up beating Carol. It was a close game. Terrence Henry's doing a good job over there. He beat him by like 4 or 5, I believe. And then the team from Shreveport, that was a little bit bigger deficit. We beat them 16-17 in the playoffs. Yeah.
Already.
Yeah. Man, Carol didn't win state this year.
Yeah, that was tight. I drove 6 hours. I drove 6 hours to Lake Charles to see them lose to Bossier. But it was a great season, man. Yeah. But let's jump into you, my boy.
All right.
Like, DJ, you've been a head coach for 6 years, dog.
Yeah.
You, in 6 years, you're 3-1 in state championship games. That's bananas.
That's insane.
But I want to jump, because I'm going to start where we at now, and then I'll go back in your past. How did it feel coming home to Catholic and pulling that first-time state championship, bro?
Felt great, man. Like, I knew it when I went there. I knew when I went to Port Allen that I grew up in Port Allen, Irwinville. My dad went to high school there. So I knew the history. I knew they had some players come through there, but they had never won one. Mm-hmm. And then, being at Catholic for 4 years and playing there, I knew Catholic had never won one. So when I went to Port Allen, I went with that in mind. I was like, I want to get us the first state championship here. And then same thing when I came to Catholic, I told the administration in my interview, I'm coming here to help win a state championship. That's one of my biggest goals. And they kind of they've been a football school for so long.
Yes, sir.
Basketball's always kind of taking a back seat. So I mean, wasn't any pressure on me to do it, but that was just a goal that I had, and to do it at my alma mater, place I played for 4 years with my son on the team. Man, it was a pretty special moment.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, you know what's special about it to me? Part of it, at least, is the school you left behind. You left such an imprint on there that they like, no, we gonna keep this train rolling.
They still winning.
It's like one of them Popovich coaching trees. You about to start off, dog, which is wild.
Yeah, it was, and that was something I learned in college. You meet some guys and they leave a spot and go to a new spot, and they want it to crumble. They want everything to fall down, so they get all this credit as being a good coach. But one of the things I found, and actually there's a saying at Catholic High, is leave it better than you found it. And that's been something that, I've tried to do every step of my career is when I leave a place, because, just be honest, your coaching lifespan is at one place is not going to be more than 5 or 6 years most of the time,
right?
Especially in the nature of sports today. It's just leave it better, and we were able to do that in Port Allen. I tried to leave it in good hands and help. I was fortunate to be able to help pick the next coach, and I thought he'd do a good job. And
they let you help pick the next.
I helped pick. Yeah, they wanted my input and who I thought would be good, and
that's dope.
And he's done a terrific job. He's elevated it, and they've won now 4 in a row. And you know, it's fun to watch, man. Like to be able to have an impact on two places that have been close to my heart. You know, where I grew up. Again, I grew up. All my cousins, all my family went to Port Allen High. I mean, we had, you know, the turnout to those games when we played Rayville. You know, that was a family thing. Like, you know, that was family in the crowd. We were doing it for, you know, not only those kids' families, but a lot of my family too. So, and then, you know, being able to do it again at my alma mater, man, old classmates I hadn't talked to in 20, 25 years, calling and driving in from Houston and Dallas to be at the game. It was a pretty cool thing, man.
Already, though. I couldn't even imagine, bro.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch on Nico.
Yeah.
Now, you get to coach your son. I think I know who you are or how you are towards competitive things.
Yes.
So how is that dynamic coaching your son? Are you the same with him at home as you are on the floor? And also, how was he mentally after getting hurt his freshman year?
Yeah.
Well, you know, he played in his freshman year and he got hurt around this we're approaching a year. He got hurt in AAU ball in Indianapolis in the tournament where he tore his ACL. And he was, I mean, people like, you know, saw him at the end and he's playing, but that's coming off 9 months of rehab and recovery.
Right.
He only played last 3 regular season games and then the 4 games of the playoffs.
See, I didn't know that because I had a question about that too. But go ahead.
So he was not himself, but he still brought enough to the table where my assistant coaches were unanimous about he needs to be in the starting lineup. He needs to be playing. I had a different take. I was almost, you know, let's you know, just keep him. Let's use him in spots. But you know, he made a great recovery. He helped us tremendously defensively in those last 2 games. He wasn't as much an impact on the offensive end because his timing wasn't there. His confidence wasn't there, but defensively he helped us a lot. But yeah, coaching him has been, it is shaped. I'm learning, man. I didn't really coach Nico other than one summer AAU wise, where I was on the bench and actually coaching, and I still wasn't the head coach. I was just in an assistant capacity. But I demand so much of him. My expectations of him are so high. I've had to, this year has really taught me how good of a player he is and how I need to kind of coach him a little bit different than I did his freshman year. I probably put too much on him. You know, he's a freshman coming into high school. He's starting at the point guard, a position he never really played before. And I want him to go out there and be Jason Kidd or Randy Livingston or somebody. And it just wasn't fair to him. And I think he kind of got down on himself a little bit. But, you know, moving forward, you know, he's getting in a better spot. You know, Kid can't catch a break right now. He comes off ACL and then he's preparing. He's actually in New Orleans right now. They're practicing. He's playing with a team out of New Orleans, the Live On Sports, Randy Livingston's AAU team, which is an EYBL team. Okay. And he gets appendicitis this week. So on Wednesday, he had to get his appendix taken out. So he's got to sit like a week. The first live period is next weekend. So he's itching to play in that. He's trying to get his timing back and all that stuff. But, you know, we're on God's speed and you know, just kind of slow it down. And, you know, one of my colleagues made a point, you know, he's hitting it so hard. He's worked so hard to get back. His body probably just needs a break again, you know. He'll be in the gym 7 days a week if you let him. You know, we just got to kind of tone it back a little bit. So, but I've learned a ton from having to coach him. And, you know, as coaches, we always say I coach them all like they're my son, my own son, but I'm even harder on him because I don't want any of those other kids saying, "Oh, well, you know, Nico's getting a pass," or you know, he's only getting this because he's coach's son. But at the same time, you know, he has earned everything he's gotten from a playing perspective.
Already.
Yeah.
Say, man, so you fairly young in the Louisiana high school head coaching game. But your name is being brought up with some legends. You know what I'm talking Peabody, Charles. Hey, how you feel when people started putting your name in them GOAT conversations with cats who got double-digit rings already? They like, D. Jones, he ain't got all them rings yet, but he wanted them more. How do you handle that? Like, you like, that's cap, let me do my thing. Or you like, hey, y'all kind of right.
If I'm being honest, man, like I expect a lot of myself. Like I coached, college basketball for a long time. I got to a point where I realized I was ready to be a head coach and I could run a Division I program. And once I got to that point, I tell people it became really, really hard to be an assistant coach. I had my own ideas on how I wanted things done and how they should be done. But, as an assistant coach, your job is to carry out the wants and needs of the head coach.
Yep.
And, when the Port Allen situation opened up, my wife and I decided to come back home. And it was the right time for me. It wasn't the ideal situation. I wanted to be a college head coach. And I thought that was the plan God had mapped out for me. But this situation presented itself. And, I actually told the superintendent of schools that I was going to win a state championship within 3 years at Port Allen. And he looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, you're going to, within 3 years, he's like, they've never won one before. I was like, yeah, well, we're going to do it within 3 years. And, the second year when we went to the and lost in the state game to Rayville, he came back and said, man, you might be on to something. And then we go and win it, and we win it twice. And then he's like, man, I don't know what you saw, and I just over the course of time, and I don't know if it was the way I was raised, like, Los alluded to earlier, I'm extremely competitive, and sometimes that gets me in some trouble, but I don't mind backing it up with the work and putting the work in. And I knew at Port Allen that there was like certain athletes that you can get at Port Allen, and if you did it the right way, you could shape and mold that group into a certain kind of group. And I know, and that same thing at Catholic High, I know like the kind of kids that we can get, like not going out and doing anything special, but the kind of kids that walk through those halls every year. And if you're willing to work and kind of what you're doing as far as skill development, as far as coaching, as far as scheming, you should be in the conversation every year. And some of it is I've been at two places that I think you should have a chance. You should be able to win at every year. But some of it is I've been blessed and fortunate to be around some great basketball minds. I mean, you look at our staff at Louisiana Tech, just Louisiana Tech. Mike White, who's at Georgia now. Dusty May, who just lost in the Final Four, took FAU to the Final Four.
Oh, he was on that staff?
Yeah, Dusty was on that staff. One a really good friend of mine. Isaac Brown, who just was at Wichita State as the head coach the past 2 years. That was our staff. Those are the guys that I'm around for 4 years every single day. Then I went and worked for a guy at Vanderbilt, Kevin Stallings, who people consider him one of the best offensive minds in college basketball. So I've been fortunate to be able to take pieces from all of these guys and kind of make my own form, my own style, and create my own style of coaching. So if you ask me, like, did I expect to be able to compete with the greats? Yes, I did. I expected to, but I still think that doesn't make them any less great. I mean, they've been able to sustain it for 15, 20, 25 years. So for me to be able to really be mentioned with those guys, I gotta be able to maintain this level. I mean, Carlos Sample, 14 years straight, he's in the state finals.
Woo!
14 years straight, and they think he won 8. He won like 8 or 9 or 14. So, I still got a lot of work to do to be able to, mention. We the internet, we're the prisoners of the moment. So whoever's hot is hot. And just as quickly as you can become hot, you can become cold. So, I plan on, continuing to work and bust my butt to put ourselves in position to the next 2 years to be in the mix. We got our sophomore class is loaded at Catholic. We got a chance to be really good the next 2 years. So, but I know this, everybody is gunning for us. Like, part of it is, and I tell the kids, I didn't do y'all any favors. Some of the energy y'all get is like they can't get can't get to me, so they gonna bring it at y'all. So
yes, sir.
So some of the, I mean, we get people's best efforts night in and night out before we win a state championship at Catholic. So I can only imagine what it's gonna be the next few years. But man, iron sharpens irons. Like I said, I'm a competitor. I love it. So bring it. I haven't. The only coach you mentioned I hadn't played yet is Coach Smith at Peabody, and we still got games to schedule. So I'm probably gonna give him a call at some point, see if he's got some open days.
Hey,
so I'm talking about. Hey, Tyler Reagan from 400 say the Mavs need a coach, so you ain't got to worry about.
No,
he say bring all them your whole staff to the Mavericks. run it.
You got to stop answering my questions before I get to them, bro.
Boy, because I sure was finna ask him about his coaching, his college coaching.
I was gonna ask you about that subbing because I was watching the last 2 games of the tourney, and I saw you switching Nico in for offense or defense.
Yeah.
But that was dope. But my next question, dog, like I've been, we caught up with you around the time you was an assistant at Tech. So you get to Port Allen. The way you're winning, dog. So that first state championship team, you had one of the best players in the state.
Yep.
The next team, it felt more up tempo. It was just a group effort. You know what I'm saying? And then I watched this championship in Catholic, and that offense felt more methodical.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I won't say you didn't have the horses because them cats, that Tate McCurry cat. Yeah. Oh my God! He need to take the Mac off of his name and just Curry. Yeah, he's a sophomore with Nico, dog.
Yeah.
He's a sniper. He got a scope on. How do you think coaching at college gave you the ability to throw different schemes? Because those teams didn't feel the same at all, but you still won the chip with them.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I learned in college is, man, college coaches have such big egos, man, and coaching in general. So a lot of times, and this applies to football, it applies to basketball, it's like you got coaches that are system coaches, like I have my system and you have to fit into my system. Mm-hmm. And, I was a victim of, I call it a victim of that as a player when I went to Sanford. I mean, Coach Gillette had his way of playing, and you either had to fit into that way of playing or you weren't going to play. He hated mid-range jump shots. So it was either going to be a layup or you were going to shoot a 3. That was his philosophy.
Analytics back then?
One of the best things I did was mid-range jump shot. Spent a lot of time working on it, floaters and pull-ups. And when I did decide to become a coach, I wouldn't call myself a player's coach, but I coached like I would have wanted to play. Like I coached the style. So every year, and I learned this probably from Mike White when he came in from Ole Miss to Louisiana Tech. He didn't really implement anything for the first like 2 or 3 weeks he was there. He just watched. He would let us, the assistant coaches, run the workouts. He would watch the kids play in the workouts. And then he came up with, how we were going to play based on our personnel. Mm-hmm. Rather than this is my system, this is my style of play. So that's kind of what I've done every year. Like we're going to play different next year than we did this year because our personnel is going to change a lot. We lose 3 guys that are really, really good shooters that can really put the ball on the floor and they can pass. 3 of our seniors, that's what we're losing. But we're getting more. We're going to be more athletic. We're going to be a little bit bigger. Tate and Nico are going to be guys that are going to be really, really hard for teams to guard and match up with, at the 1 and the 2. So what our style of play is going to change. And I don't even know. I can't even really tell you today what it's going to be. We're going to play with some stuff in June, probably, come up and talk after June. But our style of play changes pretty, like you said, every year. When we had Colin Holloway at Port Allen, we had 8 out of 10 games, we had the best player on the floor. So Collins was going to touch the ball on the post. He was going to touch it on the wing. He was going to touch it on the elbow. And if you wanted the game plan to take him away, we had other guys in place where they were ready to play to their strengths. So they were going to hurt you then. So it's just I'm not a system coach. Like I can coach. I think I can coach a bunch of different offensive systems, but I want our players to fit into our style of play. That's the most important thing, because one, you get the most out of them. Two, that they're doing what they're in a position where they can play to their strengths, which is you're gonna get more out of them. And the biggest thing I am is all I care about is defending. Like, so I tell them all the time, if you're defending your butt off, you're blocking out, rebounding, talking on defense. I don't care what shot you shoot. You're gonna get to stay in the game. All right. But if you're not giving it to me on defense and you're going down shooting bad shots, not making them, you're gonna come sit down. So I think that's been successful for us, and it's, that's what we're gonna continue to do.
Already.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Hey man, I was fortunate enough to be there for the building of the Port Allen / Rayville rivalry that came out of nowhere. The build up to them games was crazy because we was in them groups.
Yeah,
I don't remember the name of that Louisiana high school sports group, but everybody was in there talking crazy, and Mr. Jones, Coach Jones here was at the forefront. Usually your head coach don't really jump in nowadays. Man, I ain't never seen so much bring me all the smoke in my life from a head coach. Coach like, hey man, y'all do all that talking, man. Lace them up.
But this was the thing. I go, when I got to Port Allen, we had won 8 games the previous year. So nobody was talking about Port Allen. All right.
Okay.
My first year at Port Allen, we go 15-18. We lose in the second round, but I made it a point to go and watch like the best teams in our class. Like I went down and watched Red River play Rayville in the championship game, and all everybody was talking about was Rayville. Rayville was the best program in the state, regardless of class. Like for those 2 years,
they had some horses though.
Yeah, they did. They had
athletes, boy.
For 2 years, they were the best program in the state, and I just wanted people to talk about Port Allen. I wanted to get some motivation. So the group, I would just hear. I just got so tired of hearing how great this team was and that team was. So, and I was just trying to get some light shine on our kids, because I thought we had some kids that had potential to be college players, and wanted to get them some attention. Didn't know it was going to go down like that, but even the Red River, I watched the Red River game when Red River played, when they played Rayville in the semifinals. They should have beaten them. They had like a 1-point lead late in the game, and I just thought to myself, damn, that like, man, we can compete in this division. We can compete with these teams, and and there was a couple of my buddies I would go back and forth with, like Rashad Boltner. Both played at, I think he played at West Monroe.
West Monroe,
he played at, was it?
I thought it was West
Monroe. Played at Richwood.
Oh,
he helps out coaches at West Monroe.
That's what it is.
So it was like people like that I'm going back and forth with, but the Rayville fans would see my comments, or the Red River fans would see my comments, and it was, to me, it was all fun and games.
It was great.
But people took it to heart. Some people took it to heart, whatever. But like my grandmother used to always say, it's not trash talk if you can back it up. If you don't back it up. So,
bro, that energy was unheard of. Because like I say, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. A rivalry just popped up, and I mean, it was going back and forth, and the energy was amazing.
If they dealing with him, they got the right one, cuz.
Boy, hey, that's what I was trying to tell them folks. They were like, "Oh, he ain't." I'm like, "Hey, chill out now."
DJ,
but hey, we got a quick question from the chat. Tyler says, "Does DJ think Port Allen would have beat Duncanville?"
No, man. Duncanville is a machine, man. Like, that's a whole nother level. You got, like, we had our best team at Port Allen. We had 2 Division I players. We had Colin Holloway, who ended up going to Georgetown, and then our point guard Tawaski Johnson. He was a Division I player. Now he didn't go play Division I college basketball, and that's a whole nother story.
Right.
But he was a Division I caliber plawer.
He was
tough. Duncanville has like 6 or 7 every year. Like
every year.
That's a different animal, man. Like we were happy to get a little practice gym built next to our main gym. Duncanville has like 7 gyms on that.
It is a sight to behold, dog.
Yeah. They're a machine.
Now, Coach, we met you through our homeboy Will Daniel. Y'all were college teammates.
Right.
How I know, again, I think I know you and I know Will. Was it when you guys met? Was it all in water, or did y'all click immediately?
Me and Will click.
Hold on.
All right.
And how do you see Big E Evan doing on the next level? Because like I knew he was gonna be good, but like he's really, really good. He's better than I thought he would be.
Yeah. Me and Will actually met at the All-Star game, the Louisiana All-Star game. They used to make you come down early. You stayed on campus at LSU, so you spent a week down practicing, getting ready for the game on Saturday. So we actually met because we played an All-Star game together. You know, and we clicked right away, but we weren't. I knew so many. There were so many Baton Rouge guys, and Will knew some of the Monroe guys, so we didn't spend a ton of time together. But the little time we did, we vibed. And you know, he told me he was going to Sanford. I knew some people that had gone there before. And then I had signed to go to Mississippi State. So after my sophomore year at Mississippi State, I decided I needed some new scenery. I was going to transfer. And Sanford was one of the first schools to recruit me because one of my assistant coaches from high school was on the staff there. Right. So when he came and picked me up from Starkville and brought me down, I spent the whole day with Will. Like basically they just dropped me off with Will. It was like, man, show him what campus is like. And Will is the one that recruited me to come. Like, man, I need some help. You know, I need you. You know, we got a chance. We got some other guys, but they're young. So, I mean, it was a fit for me for a lot of different reasons. And shoot, man, he showed me the ropes once I got there. Sanford is a unique place. You know, it's not for everybody. You know, it's but we were able to make history there, man. We went to my red shirt year. They won the conference, went to the NCAA tournament for the first time in school history. And then we did it again the following year. So the only time Sanford has been to the NCAA tournament, we were on both of those teams together.
Hey,
and, you know, so that's kind of, you know, been making history for a long time now. You know, when you look back all the way back to the 2000s to 1999, man, it's like I said, man, I've just been blessed.
And what about Evan?
Evan, man, Evan is 6'7", 6'8" now with a skill set of a guard. If this were a normal year, no transfer portal, no COVID extra year, Evan would have, I think, 15 Division I offers. But you know, nobody's recruiting high school players right now. But I think he's going to be one of those kids in 2 years, 3 years. You know, you see him in the transfer portal, and he's got a list of all high major schools because he's just got a lot of tools, man. He's Will, and they've done a great job with his development, with him playing with the right schools. Man, he can step out and shoot the three. He can put it on the floor. He get to the rim. He gonna punch it on you.
Gonna punch it.
Like he's always been. He jumped out, you know, at a young age. He's always been a tall kid, and actually, Evan should be a junior right now in school because he's got like one of those weird birthdays where they just kind of started him. They had the choice to start him a year early or wait. And he could be a junior right now in high school. That's so crazy. I don't know.
Scary to think about.
I owe Will a call just because I know they're trying to decide on which college or should they do prep school or junior college, that kind of thing. And the transfer portal has kind of made it difficult for a lot of people making those decisions this year. Yeah. But man, he's got a huge upside, like huge upside. He got a chance to be really good.
I never even thought about the transfer portal hurting the incoming freshmen. Yeah, that never even crossed my mind.
There's thousands of kids in the portal right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and what would you rather? You're a head coach at ULM. Would you rather take Evan or you rather take the eighth man off of LSU's team who averaged 5 points a game?
I'm getting experience.
Has already been through the grind, you know.
Yeah.
Makes sense, man.
Body more developed, more mature. Yeah, I'm going with this experience. Yeah.
Wow. That's bananas.
Evan tough though, man. Evan got this little move he do. Once he get out there, he get to the elbow, he gonna rip through hard left, and he gonna spin back right, and he gonna pull his money. He don't care where your hand at, where you at. He like, bro, I'm getting this off. I see cats his size try to defend it, like it's nothing you can do about it.
They've done a great job with developing him because he's all around me. His shot looks good. Obviously he's always been a good athlete, but He's got the mid range too. I mean, I hope somebody could see in him what we see and just give him a chance, man. But it's so hard, and it's man, there's countless number of kids right in this area that in a normal year would have signed D1 by now, but because of the situation with the portal, they just kind of wait.
Crazy,
man. Now
JUCO is about to be lit.
Yeah,
a lot of talent.
Hey, though, you know,
you got guys with 25 ACTs going JUCO right now because they basically they don't have anywhere else to go.
That's I ain't never heard.
Yeah,
new climate. It's a different climate, dog.
Yeah.
Now, bro, like I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you may win another championship or two. You know what I'm saying? But what now? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have that hunger to coach at the next level still, or do you want to become an all-time legend in the high school ranks? Because I know they coming.
Man, I just, you know what? I'm just fortunate to be where I am right now. Like, I think, you know, Catholic High is I tell people it's a destination job. It's not. If you're a high school coach, there's like probably 5 football jobs in the state you can list, 5 basketball jobs in the state. For me, Catholic High is a destination job. Now, for most people, you probably can find 5 better situations where you're going to get naturally better basketball talent coming in. But for me, knowing the school, knowing the situation, it's a top 5 job in the state for me. So it's a destination job. With that being said, my competitiveness, like I know or I believe I can run a Division I program and successfully build a Division I program into a winner. And if the right situation came along, and it would have to be the right situation, I would be open to it. But I'm not leaving this job just to go and try and try or guess to, you know, put myself in a situation where, you know, they've never won before and they're not giving me the resources I need to be competitive. So if it's a situation where, you know, I can at least get the resources I need to go compete, man, I would love the opportunity to be a Division I head coach again. Well, to be a Division I head coach.
Yeah.
The assistant coaching thing, I don't know if I could be an assistant anymore. I've become a head coach. I've gotten used to this head coaching thing and calling the shots, and you know, so I don't think I could go back to be an assistant, but I think I could do it if it was the right head coaching opportunity.
Already.
Nice.
How my boy doing, man? Where Max at, bro?
Max is actually on me right now because he has a tournament in New Orleans. His first game's at 3. So we about to get on the road. We got about an hour drive. We got plenty of time. But Max is a pretty good baller. Like Nico was one at 8 or 9. Like I went to a game and I was just absolutely disgusted with myself because my son couldn't even dribble with his left hand 2 times. All right, so that's when we started working with him and, you know, drilling him. Max is the complete opposite. I haven't worked with Max at all, but you put him in the game, he's doing tween, cross, step back, hezzy, floater. Like he just is watched and picked it up, man, and he'll work himself out. You know, we'll be practicing for an hour and a half. He's not over there just messing around. He's like getting it in. And, you know, we actually, it's a funny story. We were in Houston with Nico like 3 weeks ago. Nico was playing with this EYBL team and all this. And Max and I were in the lobby. I was getting some coffee and he was getting some breakfast. And the coach that he's playing with now comes down and is like, man, what y'all doing here? I was like, oh, we here with Nico. Did he bring shoes? And I was like, Nico? He's like, no, Max. And he was like, I was like, nah, he didn't bring any shoes. He wasn't expecting to play. He said, all right. About an hour later, I get a call. What size he wear? I'm at the mall.
Whoa.
Hey.
They bought him some Jordans. Next thing you know,
they ain't just get regular shoes.
They went got some Jets.
Max is playing too. So it's he's gonna be a special one, man. You could already see it just I mean, because again, like nobody's working. He shoots it. He watches Steph Curry videos already because he wants his form to look like Steph. I mean, he a different breed, man.
And Max is a star, like whether it be sports or something else. His charisma, dog. That dude, he got a different energy,
no doubt,
than your average person.
High motor, man.
Yeah, Nico doesn't want the attention. He's a point guard. He wants to get the assist. He don't want the light on him. Max, hey man, look at me. He's a point guard too, but it's like y'all saw that move I made.
Hey,
I'm that guy. I was watching his highlight videos, man. He looked like a ball of fun.
Yeah,
dog.
so it's fun, man.
We ain't gonna jam you up, Coach. What else you got? What else do you want to get off before we let you go, bro?
Nah, I appreciate you guys, man. Like it's funny, you know, the way the world has changed. Like normally, you know, your friends or people you grew up with or you went to college with, and you guys have always been supportive. We met in a Facebook group years ago.
Crazy.
And you guys have become like, I feel like I've been knowing you all our life. I felt like,
Bananas.
you know, we came up together, man. So I appreciate anything you guys do. I'm a support. Barry's got the shirt on. You know, I tried to do a camp down here years ago when I was still a college coach, just to kind of help the kids in the community I grew up in. And it was nothing. You guys supported it right away, man. So I appreciate y'all. Like I said, anything you guys can do any way I can, I'll always support y'all. And I'm gonna try to get up to North Louisiana soon, man. And probably be Nico's senior year. Our schedule's done for this year, but we're gonna come up there so y'all can see up close the difference between basketball down south and basketball.
Here we
go. Here we go. Please show me.
Because I'm making that trip. I'll definitely drive to Shreveport, Monroe. You bring them boys from Catholic over there. It don't even matter if you don't play Carroll. You can play Neville.
And if the AAU squad come to North Dallas again, we pulling up again.
And actually, I think they do come to Dallas. I'm going to let y'all know. But I think we do have a tournament like early May or mid-May, and we come to Dallas.
I had one question I wanted to ask you before we get out of DJ. Do you still got that hand speed?
Man, I'm getting old, man. It's getting slower and slower, man.
He had them.
Go ahead,
D Jones had that glow, dog, like Bruce Leroy. That's how fast he was moving. It was a blur.
All right, dog. Coach,
man, y'all take it easy, man.
I need to see you do this one time, dog.
I got it.
Yeah, there we go. Already, bro. All right.
Yeah, we're going, man.
Same, bro.
Man. That was a beautiful thing, bro.
The legend, dog.
The legend.
Young legend, too, bro.
It's crazy, man, that he mentioned, like, we met him in a group.
And that's been over 10 years. It's been over 10 years now, bro.
That's ridiculous. Because we was messing with him when Nico was Max was a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Was Max? I think we
was he there
before Max was born.
Yeah, that's crazy, dog. Yeah, man. But I ain't got nothing else, bro. I'm finna go take. Matter of fact, kids, I'm taking the baby girl. I ain't seen my daughter in about a month. I'm a horrible father.
You gotta go do that.
I'm a horrible father, so we're going to Benny Hunter's. She
works
now.
I seen her episode of the pod. You're not a horrible father, sir.
I mean,
I
she
think
works
you're doing
now.
quite well.
I gotta book her to see her now.
That means that sounds like a great father to me. Sounds like she's prepared for the next step in life.
Hopefully,
I think you're doing an excellent job, and what's more important is she thinks you're doing an excellent job,
and that's all that matters.
So hey,
yeah, but she seems to think I got money if she want me to pay for like 4 people at Benny Hunter's.
I mean, I've met you, so I mean, everyone who comes to contact, you smell like money, dog. Like, what cologne is that? Oh, nigga, they U.S. legal tender. That nigga smell great.
You got something up today, bro? What you got on the docket?
I'm trying to do as little as possible today. My mother-in-law told me I put some meat on the grill or something like that. Like, let's see about all that.
Already.
Oh, wife just walked in the room. Hey, Falana. I'm unprofessional. I'm gonna say hey to my wife.
I know, right? But all right, bro. Let's go and wrap this up. He over here watching his creep life and his wife and shit.
She walked off. I ain't got no choice.
DB, take us out, bro. We good.
Yep.